You are listening to the Wi-Fi Ninjas podcast, where we talk about wireless technology. Here are your hosts, Mac Daring and Matt Starling.
Hey everyone, Matt here from Wi-Fi Ninjas, and today I'm joined with my good friend, Mr. UC Kiviniemi. How you doing, UC?
Hey Matt, how are you, man? Thanks for having me on your show. And congratulations on the recent success of the show. I hear it's been, going places and further.
Oh, thank you very much. I am roasting. It's a bit of a heat wave in the UK at the moment, so it's just a bit too hot for us, I'd say.
Sorry to hear that, man. In here, I guess our summer moved your way because it's getting colder, and then we'll be spending 9 months inside here in Finland. I guess the only difference is we won't even be going to work because for obvious reasons. So
yeah, but very much liking your hat.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? And I certainly like it much more than my hair. So I do prefer the hat, but it does tend to get warm here indoors. I hear you have a full range of clothing, don't you?
Yeah, we brought out a few t-shirts and hoodies and stuff, so got a few bits out there now. But
so when is your London store opening in central London? Is that going to be financial district or?
Yeah, no, probably. I'm not sure with the way things are going, where we're going to be opening it up now, or if it'll just have to stay online only. So.
True. Yeah. Brick and mortar is getting smashed.
But the reason why you wanted to come on today is so we can talk about the latest access points from Mist.
That's right. Thank you for bringing it up as a total surprise. But yeah, we did indeed. Mobility Field Day was like a couple of weeks ago, and for Mist it's a big deal. And we did release numerous new access points there. We released other things as well, which we can maybe talk on a later episode once you guys get your hands more dirty with that. But yeah, we did indeed launch new APs, and I guess Mist is really not like the first thing when you think about Mist is maybe not the APs now, is it, Matt? What do you think?
No, I mean Mist has always been more about the telemetry and the data that you can pull in from the access points and all that crunching in the cloud rather than just the access points. But I suppose you did have a little bit of a gap you guys needed to possibly fill to get you guys in a bit more verticals and hit them a bit more niche markets.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. And that's like as a Wi-Fi vendor, you do need like differentiation and AI and all that, but you also need a full portfolio of APs, and that's exactly what we did here. But for Mist, like traditionally, even though we're not really like so well known for our APs as our AI, I think the big thing about Mist APs has always been kind of it's been purpose built for two purposes. Primarily, like really good data access. And like when it comes to like building really good APs, Mist has the luxury of like when you have people on your staff like Bob Friday, who used to be the CTO of Cisco, and then Sujai, who used to head the entire enterprise networking unit, and Sudhir. People actually like the smartest people in the industry want to work with them, and that also goes for engineers who make APs, so hardware engineers, firmware engineers, all that kind of stuff. So first things first, Mist APs like they're built to be super solid and robust first, but secondly, they've always been built, with the telemetry in mind. So feeding the telemetry data into the cloud that you see every day on your Mist network, just as Marvis and SLEs and all of that, like really rich ML and AI data and conversational assistance, all of that all originates from the fact that APs can feed all that telemetry data into the cloud. And then maybe the third thing to mention in general about Mist AP is what makes them different, and why I've been always excited about Mist APs since I put them in my house. I've been a fanboy. I guess kind of like many of us Wi-Fi engineers. They're pretty easy to mount, aren't they? Like the form factor, the mounting, the antenna options, the brackets. They've been pretty convenient. And I was just first-hand experience to that again when I was, pulling out some of the APs for display, and the other thing is working closer with guys like Axeltex, like pulling them out of the cases, stuff like that. They just fit really nicely in there. But enough of like what's good about the APs. I guess it's more about like, I just wanted to bring that up because we're not an AP company first, obviously, certainly not in our marketing. But maybe we should talk about the new stuff.
Sure. On
the APs.
Okay.
So I mean, you probably have one of these guys, right? This is the 43.
Yeah. I've got an AP43 next to me right now on my desk.
How's that been working out for you?
Yeah, perfect, solid. I've had it for quite a while now. I had AP41 and then got an extra AP43 fairly recently with the Juniper switch, and it's been rock solid. I don't have any Wi-Fi issues in our apartment. Wi-Fi is probably, if anything, is too good here.
Yeah, I could see it from your picture quality on the video call as well. Yeah, 41 used to be the flagship AP AC Wave 2, and 43 obviously is the flagship AP on AX or Wi-Fi 6. And now what we're going to talk about today is like what goes below right below the flagship models. And should we start with the most different thing first when it comes to the new APs?
Yeah,
what do you know about this guy? Did you happen to watch the MFD presentations and all that?
So this is your guys' new ball plate access point. I think it's the first one from Mist.
Correct, absolutely.
Yeah, and this is going to be a Wi-Fi 6 or 802.11ax access point, and it's kind of, I think you guys really designed and brought it out to combat the hospitality sector and like university student halls and that type of accommodation to get into
dorm rooms.
Really.
Yeah, exactly. You're right on the money. You've clearly done your homework. So that's exactly what it is. Wall plate, like super easy to install, really nice bracket to install it to, like flexible mounting options. We co-developed that a lot with the biggest hospitality players, the biggest student housing players, and when it comes to hospitality APs, it's pretty typical. It has multiple ports, right? So there's a PoE in and a pass through here. And then
I can see the claim code on the back, so sticking with your nice and easy solution for being able to get access points connected to the dashboard.
Absolutely. So everything when it comes to like it's Wi-Fi 6, full Mist telemetry, like everything you've experienced in the current APs is pretty much here with a couple of exceptions. Well, first of all, it has multiple ports, so it has 4 PoE ports and 4 Ethernet ports, 1 PoE out as well, and then the pass through all of that, and it's nice, obviously for wall plate for a form factor. But
so whereabouts is the LED on the access point?
That's a good question. I don't have it plugged in now, but the LED is right there at the bottom, and it's very, very small.
So that's how I know that you definitely worked with the hospitality guys to come up with and design this wall plate access point, because one of the biggest things in hospitality with the access points, if you try and put APs in rooms with the typical say like the AP43 for example, is the LED. I don't know if you've tried to sleep in a room with one of the LEDs turned on, but it absolutely lights up the whole room, so you need to manually turn off the either the LED or get something to cover it up. So sticking the LED underneath the ball plate access point makes total sense.
Exactly, and I mean for our APs you can turn them off, of course, remotely, the LEDs, but that's exactly the reason. And still, like sleeping in a lot of hotel rooms, there is devices in the ceiling that have those LEDs, like fire detectors, fire alarms, smoke detectors, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. The thing that's I guess missing when compared to the flagship models is it is fully AX. It's 2x2 ARM5 and 2.4, but it does not have the Bluetooth BLE array technology. It does have BLE built in, but just one radio, the basic antenna setup, not the 16 antenna setup that we have in most of the most of the APs that makes the location tracking magic happen. It's a super solid, fully telemetrized Wi-Fi 6 AP.
Yeah, very nice. And then what's the other access point? I'll just bring up my screen that's got a table that's got the other APs in a second, so we can compare them. But which one is this one now?
So this one is, as you can tell from the size, so blue light AP43 with obviously a client connected, and then green light is the new AP32. So the AP32 is essentially looks similar to the 43 and pretty much all of the other APs, less the wall mount, but it's just a notch below in terms of differentiation from the 43. So it's 4x4 on 5 gig Wi-Fi 6 and 2x2 Wi-Fi 6 on the 2.4. And it doesn't have the IoT port, which is in the AP43. And there's two different models, variants of that AP actually. One is called the 32, which also, just like the wall plate, does not have the Bluetooth array, but it has a BLE antenna. And then we have the 33, which looks pretty much identical to the 32, but it does have the BLE array. So if you need to have the location tracking functionality, you still have that. If you don't need it, you don't need to pay for it, essentially, if you know that you're never ever going to need it. For the 32, there's also an external antenna variant, which actually I have here, RPSMA connectors and all that, and I smashed my mic with it, as you could hear. And I have actually an Axeltex antenna connected to it. Proof of I just literally took it off my wall right there. So what I'm doing actually at my home is I'm beaming this guy right out the window, so I get Wi-Fi coverage as far in the yard as possible as well. So half the time I'm running.
Okay.
I can get great Wi-Fi connectivity as well. And
your neighbors get good Wi-Fi as well?
They do, assuming they can, crack my WPA2 or something like that. But they definitely do. There's like way too much Wi-Fi in here. The last thing I wanted to mention, which I don't have here, is the 63, right? What do you know about the 63? Or have you seen the 61, for example, the outdoor stuff?
So I haven't seen it personally myself. I know about it. So the 61 was Wi-Fi 5, so 802.11ac, so outdoor external access point that has got the virtual BLE option as well. So it's got the multiple element antenna array for BLE. So I presume that the 63 is just a Wi-Fi 6 version of the previous 61. Yeah,
that's exactly right. So it's outdoor AP, just smaller than the 61, and other than Wi-Fi 6 and all the latest bells and whistles inside, it's the same thing. Virtual BLE is there, internal and external antenna option variants of the AP, super easy to mount, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, nice. So I presume that you guys really wanted to bring out the 33 and the 32 with already having the flagship 43. This is for customers that potentially don't need to have the location tracking. They don't really need to have the IoT sensors, so it's a bit of a friendlier price point for them guys, rather than having to buy something where it's got all the bells and whistles that they don't need. They can go one of these model of access points that suits their needs, and they don't have to pay the extra for the flagship, but you still get lots of good benefits and all that.
That's exactly right for the 32 and 33. So not quite the flagship, but like really good solid Wi-Fi 6 AP that works for a lot of use cases and applications. And one thing I forgot to mention is all of the APs, of course, have the tri-radio as well. So less for the now kind of outgoing AP21, but they do have 3 radios, out of which one is a scanner. So if you're showing the table there, you can see.
I'll bring the table up for everyone. Yes, we can see the table now.
Yeah, so the Wi-Fi tri-radio essentially means 245, and then a combo radio for scanning and doing all of the IDS, IPS, scanning for RRM, and also for RRM. We can talk about it in another episode, but real quickly, it's essentially dual 5 canceling out 2.4s if there's no dual 5 capability in the AP, and then our RRM essentially it's client-based RRM. So just like we get the telemetry data from the clients, we also use that telemetry data and machine learning to kind of optimize the RRM, not based on how the APs see one another, but based on how the client experience changes when we change an AP channel, or we change transmit powers, things like that, or we go from 2.4 and 5 to dual 5. So we understand, like, okay, reinforcement learning, right? So I'm expecting this change to do this, and then the machine does the change. Machine does the determination, does the change, and then learns from, okay, this change actually, I thought it was good, but it didn't help with the performance. Let's fall back and try something else. So this is the kind of RRM it keeps doing every now and then to kind of try to find the ideal combination, not based on APs on the ceiling, hearing APs on the ceiling, but based on how are the clients actually working.
Yeah, nice. So now you guys have got 9 access points in your portfolio. So quite a bit of a jump. These four new access points. You pretty much doubled your portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are all it's all customer driven. So there was just so much demand for this kind of stuff. And under Juniper umbrella, we're fortunate enough to be able to afford to put resources in not just developing the AI ML, but also shipping out new hardware as well. As shipping new hardware takes time and is pretty expensive. Yes,
especially if you're shipping internationally.
Yeah, precisely. That too. Yeah, all the certifications. Don't get me started.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Was there anything else that you wanted to let everyone know about the new Mist access point portfolio, or anything else at all?
No, I mean, the only thing is if you're interested in trying out Mist, just hit me up. I'm on Twitter at Jussi Kiviniemi. I'm on LinkedIn. My email is jussi@juniper.net. And also, if you didn't catch any of that, you can reach me through the Wi-Fi Ninjas. I'm sure, you guys work against a 50% commission, right? Mm-hmm. So expect higher prices if you go through the Ninja. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we'll put all your details into the show notes or underneath the video for this. So all of these new access points readily available if a customer did want to go ahead and get the wall plate ones. Are they available now, or is there a bit of a lead time? What's the situation?
33, 32 are available immediately. AP12 and 63 are available in Q4. And in the US, they come a bit sooner, and in Europe, there's certification delay of a month or so. But around that time frame, 32, 33, shipping right now. AP12 in a couple of months, and 63.
Not too long at all, then, really.
No. It's not like this huge pre-announcement when we, actually ship something a year later. No. I was going to ask you, since you have been using Mist for quite a while now, you mentioned it works good and all of that. Is there anything you would like to see in Mist, or what is your feeling on the whole thing?
Not
and
sure.
You can also speak for Mac, by the way, since he's not here.
So what we would really love to see is in future Mist access points is either an ultra wideband radio inside a Mist access point is what we would like to see. Either that or the I know you guys integrate and work with Suio now. Their anchors can be plugged into the PoE pass-through ports. I'm not sure down the line if there's going to be integration into the Mist dashboard, the cloud dashboard with those guys, but with the ultra wideband, it'd be great if it was all contained in one device. So maybe add another radio in there for ultra wideband is probably what me and Mac would like to see. But yeah, no, the Mist APs work great. We use them in our production network at home. We always try and push and put them forward for any of our customers and deployments, just because it's what I think is the best thing about Mist is the all of the features and the complexity that you can get from the access points, but it's so simplified and nice inside the cloud. So what I think works really well is having amazing features that can be configured simply and it's not confusing, and anyone can pretty much pick it up and get it going.
Thanks for saying that, and it is a fantastic thought. I agree on the ultra wideband, and having seen it in action, like it is very, like it's so granular. It's like way below 1 meter accuracy and dozens of updates per second. So it's truly real time. And as we know, ultra wideband like being used in factories and warehouses, things like that. I think it's also the question of how quickly and at what rate and when will we see like mass adoption of the technology. So yes. It could come from...
You see the announcement? Sorry, go ahead. I know the iPhones have ultra wideband radios in them already, but yep. Samsung just announced ultra wideband radios in their new devices as well. So I think it's coming, like mass adoption. Hopefully, it's gonna be coming soon. It's in Apple, it's in Samsung. It'll be just a matter of time before Google, Huawei all have them in their devices as well. But it's going to be a case of then being able to have the ultra wideband radios inside of those mobile devices, speaking to a AP vendor or an anchor to be able to actually communicate. But I think there's going to be bigger adoption of it very soon.
I find it easy to agree with you. I think the mass adoption indeed can come in two ways, and there's the like vertical markets like factories and industrial automation and warehouses, all of that becoming so absolutely huge fans of ultra wideband quickly, like taking the technology into use. Clearly there's a benefit in the technology, but how quickly people actually start utilizing it could come from there, that Wi-Fi vendors would be forced to integrate it. But like you said, more likely is the consumer aspect of things, really finding those phones super accurately using ultra wideband. But I guess the challenge there is we don't really know how will those ultra wideband radios be used, and how open will they be to the software developers, and the details are still very fuzzy on those. Like it's not the first time you put hardware somewhere first, and then remains to be seen how it really gets used and how we can as vendors integrate with the client vendors.
Yeah, and I feel like the vendors like Apple and Samsung, they're probably thinking more down the lines of like from a security perspective with using it to unlock cars and more directed data transfer between mobile devices. So that's probably more higher up on their list than it is for the tracking side of things. So, but then you never know with COVID and stuff, then it might be a bit more of a need for it. So who knows? But let me flip the question and ask you then. You've been working for Mist for a little while now. You've been using the access points and the everything for a bit of time. What would you like to see in anything that's there? That you put me on the spot, so I thought I put you on the spot now as well. Is there anything in there or not there that you'd like to see, or?
Well, that's a really good question. Well, ultra wideband is somewhere at the top of my list personally as well. And if we talk about RTLS, another thing that pops up every now and then, the more healthcare we do, the more you see, and this may be because of my Ekahau RTLS background, but maybe infrared or ultrasound or something like that in the AP, so that you would put an AP per room and you would get that very near 100% room level granularity, because that you don't do with ultra wideband. It's not really good when there's tons of walls and stuff like that, but healthcare has several use cases where you need that certainty that has this doctor been in this room, has the cleaner arrived in this specific room, which room is which patient, or all of that, this kind of workflow automation. So that would be kind of nice addition on the RTLS front.
Yeah, so maybe the BT12 will have more IoT sensors inside of it, like you said, like the infrared and ultrasound and an ultra wideband radio, and could be a good new little AP for exactly those reasons.
That's a very interesting thought. I'm not going to comment that any further, but I guess the general guideline that Bob Friday always says, our CTO, is that we will follow the client device vendors very quickly. So whatever happens on the tag front and especially on the phone and laptop tablet front, whatever technologies emerge there, and once we figure out how they're utilized in there, and if there's access for us, any opportunities for us, then we will be very quick to react.
Makes sense. And you mentioned Ekahau. Will the new access points be available in Ekahau in the next release? What happens there? Do Ekahau contact Mist and say, look, we're about to do a release. Have you got any new access points and antenna patterns that you need to send to us? Or is it the other way around? You guys release obviously all these new model access points. Do you then send that data to Ekahau and then hopefully they put that into the next release?
I would describe it as more like neither pull or push, but a constant communication that we do with Ekahau. It's mostly, I guess, me and Wes are almost in a daily, at least in a weekly contact with the Ekahau guys. So this kind of exchange of information happens naturally. But yeah, Ekahau has our latest AP antenna patterns, and they will be there in the next release for sure. That's a good question. And as you know, there's now a drag and drop functionality. So any Ekahau plans, you can just drop into Mist, and it will automatically populate the maps, the AP locations, all of that.
Yeah, nice. That's a great feature. So saves lots of times if you've already drawn the walls and placed all the access points, and you don't need to go to the hassle of doing basically repeating work. That's definitely a good feature. So well done to you guys.
Have you tried it, man? You need to try it.
I have tried it. With my my apartment. So I actually did it.
Production use.
Yeah. I used it and it worked first time. So it was really good.
It was
after I saw you you done it on a video conference. It must have been quite a while ago now, but I can't remember which one you done it on, and I saw that you done that, so I thought, I need to have a go at that.
Yeah, I may have accidentally let Wes's baby out of the bag too early, but it happens. But yeah, I think Wes and the team did a really good job with that. What else? I guess you could mention the infrared thing as one thing on my wish list. Another one, of course, coming from the from the Wi-Fi test and measurement world is the more Wi-Fi RF analysis features we can bring, the better. But I'll just leave it at that for now. Anything else you'd like to discuss, Matt? Now that we're here.
No, I'm just really looking forward to seeing the new access points, playing around designing them in Ekahau and then deploy them for a customer and seeing them work in the field is what I can say I'm looking forward to. And then I'm looking forward to any new APs in the future that might have some more nice little sensors in that we could potentially use.
Absolutely. I guess you need to take Bob Friday for a chat at some point, maybe with his kid Kevin Friday, who also works for us in the RTLS space. So maybe that's an idea for a future episode, because if I tell anything prematurely, A, it will be wrong, and B, I will be fired, but I don't think Bob suffers from the same problems. So
no, we actually did record a podcast with Bob.
That's right.
Back end of last year, and that's when we spoke to him about ultra wideband as well, and he did kind of hint that down the line there may be an ultra wideband radio and a Mist access point in sometime in the future, maybe. So we'll see. And I guess we'll be seeing more RTLS related things coming out from you guys as well, since that seems to be very close to your heart, huh? Very. I mean, the only other thing I can think of is I guess you guys are probably already trying to get your head and think around getting 6 gigahertz antennas into an access point, and how you're gonna get it working. Will you have a 2.4 radio, a 5 radio, and a 6 radio? Like how it's going to work, I suppose, is going to be the next challenge for not just you guys but everyone really. But I suppose that's what you probably are working on quite a lot.
Yeah, it's no secret. Everybody is looking at that, and without giving out any of Mist's plans, and I don't even know them, but as always, you want to be careful when merging into new technologies. We saw what happened with some of the vendors with, for example, AX launch. Some of the APs just tanked. They were not ready. The APs themselves were not ready. The chipsets were not ready, and all of that. And then it leads to a lot of unsatisfied customers. So as a customer, just be patient with Wi-Fi 6E or 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi. That's what I would say. Whichever vendor you're operating, whichever vendor you're planning.
Yeah, it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation, isn't it? You want to get to market as fast as possible so you can get the new features out there, but you also want your product to be stable, be working enough to actually for it to be a viable solution. So I appreciate how hard that must be for vendors, and even the ones that took the plunge and tried to get APs out there earlier with not necessarily all of the Wi-Fi 6 features. I kind of just felt, well, fair play to them for at least trying and then getting it out there, and then gives us something to test and see this new standard. So I can only imagine the amount of work that goes into it, and the intricacies and the detail and the testing and the AP labs and stuff must be mad.
Yeah, man, and just looking at that, like if we look at the couple of recent, or several recent upgrades, like N, it was still the same frequencies. AC still the same frequencies. AC Wave 2, same thing. AX for now, same thing. So you add a whole new layer of complexity when you throw in massive amounts of new frequency space. It's an RF challenge, it's an antenna challenge, plus it's a standards challenge, it's a chipset challenge taken to a whole nother level. So if you look at, for example, Mist, where we're seeing humongous growth, and if we would release like an AP that tanks, we just can't afford that. There's no way. So it's
better to be patient, test, and wait to get it out working properly. So.
Oh, we want to make it right for sure. And we are at the luxury position where, growth is happening rapidly. So we don't need to force ourselves to be first to market with a half butt product.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, I think that's probably all the questions I had around the Mist access points. Unless there's anything else you wanted to cover?
No, that's it. I guess we'll get back when we have one or more of those things that we just mentioned in the APs. Thanks so much for having me. Much appreciate that, and look forward to seeing your future episodes, guys. Yeah. By the way, will this be a blog or videocast, or podcast or videocast or blog or all of the above? How is this gonna play out?
I think it will be a videocast, so we'll use it to go on our YouTube. We'll take the audio and strip it and just put it out as a podcast as well. But what we'd like to do now is record the video as well as the audio, so we can put it on our YouTube and then post the video into our link on our website. So if some people like to watch on YouTube whilst they're at home, have it on like one of their screens or a part of their screen, so they can actually see us talking. And if you we've shown some tables and you've actually shown some access points, it's just another format for people to be able to listen and see us, really.
Sounds good to me, man.
Next time Mac will be back from his holidays. He's taking a bit of a break at the moment, so next time we'll get Mac on and he can grill you with some questions like normal.
Sounds good. His vacation is well deserved. I hope it's going well. Yeah. Hey, Mac.
Well, yeah, no, thank you. It was a pleasure having you on, UC, as always. And anytime you want to come on and discuss anything to do with Mist or Juniper or anything like that, just let us know. It's a absolute blast always having you on. So
likewise, love working with you guys, and talking a bit again.
Yes. All right, bye. Cheers, guys. Man. Thanks.